How's everybody doing? This is Clifton Raheem Bradley. How's everybody doing? This is Clifton Raheem Bradley from out of Chicago. And don't forget to subscribe. We are coming from you again from the United States of America, and you know what? I do a television show in Chicago entitled The Underground Railroad. And the New World Order system. I'm looking to do some more shows on the New World Order system. And what is it all about? What is it all about? It's maybe far fetched to some people. They have a group of people that believe that there are a group of people that want to depopulate. Depopulating, you could do the research on that. Look up New World Order system, and you can go to Wikipedia to get the information. And they want to control the world. They already control the world, but they want to assert more control globally and make it a one world system. And it's run by elite families. And I am going to do a show, if it's God's will, talking about the New World Order system. Everybody's heard the word term New World Order, but there are some people that do not believe in conspiracies, like what happened in Flint, Michigan, what happened with the Tuskegee experiment. There's people that just don't believe that. They don't believe that. And you know what? And that's their right not to believe that. But I always say before you start believing something, you should do some research. All right, Brother Craig. And you know what, man? Assalamu alaikum, Brother Craig. I would, hey, love for you to come on my show. You know what? If you are in Chicago and perhaps one day we can set up something where we can use Skype, I use Zoom, or use one of those platforms to have you come on the show. I'm very appreciative. And to you always tuning in and leaving a comment. I appreciate it. But we're going to do some shows in the future on a New World Order system. And what is it all about? Because there are people that can explain it much, much, much better to me. I'm only 30. All right. Now, brother, you don't have much knowledge. You have knowledge. Yes, you do, brother. Don't ever count yourself out like that. You have knowledge, brother. You know what? Allah has given us all gifts and given us knowledge. Even us knowledge and individuals that think that they're just superior and prideful about the knowledge that they do have, they exhibit attributes of the shaitan, of the devil. And I always say that my knowledge is little. I know that it is little. You know what? Because there are people that can run circles around me, but I'm blessed to have a forum to have people come on that are much more knowledgeable than me and they do much more reading than me. I read up on a subject matter, but they have been reading for years, like there's a brother in Chicago, Randy Evans. He is a researcher. You know what? Always reading. But I always say, brother, you're very knowledgeable. But he always say, you know what? He always gives it back to the Creator and said, all that knowledge comes from God, brother. So you know what? Don't say that you're little knowledge. No, don't say that. You know, I guess you can say that. I have little knowledge. Whatever knowledge I have comes from the Creator. But we're going to do more shows talking about the New World Order system. I'm going to have Dr. Lee Warren back on, possibly next month. And people that are just tuning in, I do a television show called The Underground Railroad in Chicago, but have the opportunity to put that television show on YouTube. And we talk about things globally. And we're going to talk about 5G technology. What is 5G technology? You see all these 5G phones and all that. And how will it affect the masses of people? You talk about FEMA camps. A lot of people don't believe in FEMA camps. But this Saturday, I would like for you to tune in to the Underground Railroad TV show in Chicago that comes on CAN TV. That's Comcast in Chicago at 10:30 p.m. Saturday nights on Channel 19. And you might want to be a guest on the show. We sit down and send me something that we will see, and we talk about not only conspiracies, we talk about governmental issues from, let's just say, Joe Biden. Okay. And an upcoming guest that I have coming on will be in the future. I will let you know. I'm going to do a show talking about Islam. And we're going to talk about Esau. We're going to talk about Jesus. That is one show that I have scheduled for next month. Actually, this month. I'm not even going to say the month because this would be old. But in the month of June, I have a show scheduled to talk about Jesus and Esau. Peace and blessings be upon him. Then I'm going to have a podcaster come on to talk about his platform and how he is working to expand it. And I'm going to have a brother named IX come on. He used to be a Black Panther. We're going to talk about criminal activity in Chicago and nationally, not the United States of America. But we're going to talk about Juneteenth. Juneteenth was just ratified. That is, I had to do more research on it. Say that the slaves was set free. I'm not gonna say it again and embarrass myself, but it's called Juneteenth because I need to do more research when I'm going to do a show on that. So 3 shows, but I'm always looking for guests. If they have something relevant to say, intelligent, they know how to hold a conversation, and looking for subscribers. I'm looking for people to give me comments on things that they see that I need to improve on in my presentation of disseminating information to people. I'm 30. I don't have the will. Oh, I'm just reading this comment. So those are the type of things that I'm looking for. And we talk about like community activists, sports, even talk about sports. May even talk about the Chicago Bears. Something we might talk about. Dr. Lee Warren. Oh yeah, Dr. Lee Warren. You know what? This is a message in the chat box. You know what? The Dr. Lee Warren. I have been knowing Dr. Lee Warren of Plum, the power laden man that comes on in Chicago on Thursdays. I forgot the time. And he comes on another day. And he talks about New World Order conspiracies. And give the compliment to his wife. A thing that I like about Dr. Lee Warren is that you know what, him and his wife they work together. You know what, whether she's in front of the scenes or back of the scenes. And Dr. Lee Warren has been talking about these New World Order conspiracies for years, and he does the research. And he has an organization called Plum that meets in Chicago, but I believe that they meet virtually now on the internet because of the pandemic that has occurred. And they tell you how to invest in gold. They tell you how to invest in gold. Hell, if I would have listened to him years ago, man, I would have had much more money than what I could have ever thought about. And he always says gold is going to go up. But he talked about the book Blowback, which was a book where what happened is Adolf Hitler during the end of the war, he came to the conclusion that he was going to lose the war. And what happened is he dispatched people to come to the United States of America to join organizations like the CIA, the FBI, and scientists to carry on his mission. There's a book called Blowback. And actually, he said, I'm going to lose the war, but I'm going to dispatch people to come to the United States of America to carry on my mission. I took advice. Yeah, I should have took advice of my own self. There's a comment in the chat book box, and I should have invested like my father told me to do too. You know, but what happened is Adolf Hitler he dispatched people to come into the United States to start organizations and to join established organizations that affect the United States of America to carry on his mission. And it's an awesome book. You ought to go to the book. That's a recommendation to go read a book called Blowback. That is the name of it. Or you could put that name in YouTube. And from what from the information that was given is that his mission is still being carried on in the United States of America. And one example is surveillance. If Adolf Hitler was alive, I believe things that are being done right now, similar things that are being done now, would be going on, would be pervasive. I mean, far as them watching and them, what I mean by them is, I mean people that have power. They know exactly what is going on. They track you by your cell phone. They know what websites you go to. They know what transactions are being made. I'm talking about elite people. I'm talking about people that are empowered. They know, you know, and they have certain boards like the Bilderbergs, the Trilateral Commission, and all that. And there's a committee for foreign. I forgot the committee. There's a committee. I think it's called the Foreign Relations Committee, where they keep control over the masses of the people in the society and this culture. And it's like a big board game, like the picture that I illustrated, talking about New World Order. There are people at the top, but they're controlling the people at the bottom. That's like politicians. You may think that a politician is free. A politician is not free. He is controlled, or she is controlled by certain powers that you don't know anything about. And how is it? You can't tell me if I have make a $10,000, $100,000 contribution to a politician. I won't have any type of influence with him. Whereas if you made $100,000 contribution and I made a $5 contribution, who do you think would have more influence with that politician? And you know what? And they are basically And I would say, like, when we go to war with different countries, what we are doing is we are protecting the resources of multi-million dollar, I'm talking about millionaires overseas who have factories, who have oil, mineral rights, air rights to that particular country. And we are controlled. I'm controlled. You know, if I am told to do something right now by my employer, I do it. I'm controlled too. Everybody is controlled. You know what? My friend Alderman Jones used to say that everybody follows orders. And I miss Alderman, former Chicago Alderman Virgil Jones, who's deceased now. But Clem, but again, these are the type of things that we will be discussing on the Underground Railroad TV show in Chicago. And at some point, I will be able to utilize Skype. I'll be able to utilize Zoom to be able to do interviews virtually over the internet. So that way I don't have to go down to the studio. I don't have to go down there and I don't have to hire a crew. Uh, people may not understand that there's a lot of work in producing a television show. You have to organize, you have to call people, you have to make sure that person. And what's always disappointing to me is, when you produce a show, some people just don't take it too serious. They forget about it, and we all forget. They arrive 30 minutes late, and I always scratch my head and say, "Man, you know what? If I was Fox Television or CNN News or ABC or WGN, the people wouldn't be late." So they don't have this. They don't put forth the same emphasis to come to your little show. They look at it like, hey, he's on a little can television, have a little audience. You know what? If I'm late, I'm late. He'll still have me on anyway, but they don't take that in consideration. But that's okay. You know what? But this is just a show. This setup. I'm in my basement right now, and I wonder, how does it look? How does it look? How does it sound? And I went back to review it. And there's some things that I need to work on, but I am working to make better content. And I would hope that you would look at the Underground Railroad television show every Saturday night at 10:30 on Comcast Television. And subscribe, because what happened is the contents that I do on my television show, I will end up putting on YouTube. And if you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. But I am striving to make better television shows. That is something that I am striving to do. And this is how I work. But for me, this is a labor of passion. And you know what, Mr. Camp, I want to thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for I'm typing something in here. That's why I'm moving like this. I want to thank you from the Underground Railroad television show in Chicago. And the people that have watched, ask you to share this broadcast, because you know what, we always looking for more subscribers. We're always looking for comments and suggestions and ideas on what you think that we should talk about. If I don't know it, I do the research on it. Okay. Thank you. Tune in every Saturday night, the Underground Railroad TV show. And Mr. Camp, I want to thank you for leaving the comments there. And People that are watching, thank you. Say that humbly and leave you with the words of Assalamu alaikum. And peace and blessings be upon you. And have a great day. And I hope that you look at some of the videos on this YouTube website and always seek knowledge. We should seek knowledge to the cradle, to the grave. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much. That was great. It's always great to learn how to do this. Very appreciative to